Okay, so we had a question come in. So it's about the talk that I gave, I think it was last week, about time. And I was saying that time isn't a physical substance, and it's not some kind of substance, either metaphysical or physical, in which things exist, but it's an abstract composite. So somebody is asking, because the past does not inherently exist and is therefore not carved in stone, my present attitude towards it can change, right? Well, one thing to be mindful of here, whatever happened in the past happened. It can't be undone, okay? But our attitude about the past can change. Okay? You with me? In other words, I broke my leg last year. I can't undo the fact that I broke my leg last year. Okay? Inherent existence or no inherent existence, I broke my leg, You can't undo that. But my attitude about that, my interpretation of that, my present-day conceptualization about what happened in the past, that can change. Okay? And so that's a good part of the work that we do in the Lam Rim and in the thought training teachings when we're trying to look at things that happened in the past from a different perspective. Because when we do, then our whole feeling about past events completely gets transformed. And that way, we don't feel the resentment or anger or jealousy or whatever it was that we felt in the past, because we're looking for it in a new way. But the past, what happened, didn't change. Okay? So what this is pointing out is that what happens and our interpretation of what happens are two very different things. And we are always seeing what happens through an interpretation. Yeah, because we're always picking out certain details and ignoring other details, and then we interpret certain details in certain ways. Then on the basis of the way we interpret them, we generate different emotions, and so all of that is going on in our mind. It's not out there as an objective reality. Okay. But she did make a very nice comment in here. She said, I know the way that I look at my past childhood now is very different from the way that I used to look at it. This being so, I have come to experience that it is really never too late to have a happy childhood. That's very nice, isn't it? Yeah? And that's true, because when we look at certain events in the past, we can, and certain memories, and interpret them in certain ways, we can say, I had a totally miserable childhood. When we pick out other events, or even reinterpret the previous ones in a different way, we see that actually we had a good childhood. So, and usually life isn't all good and all bad. There's like a mixture of everything, okay? But I thought this was a very nice comment, that we shouldn't get stuck in our interpretations of the past or our memories of the past, because all of that is quite subjective and can be changed, by looking at things from a more realistic or a more beneficial viewpoint. So even though the past doesn't change, our experience of the past changes. Okay? And then just that the past and future are dependent on each other. I mean, the past and present are dependent on each other. Actually, it's the present that exists now, and the past and the future are posited in relationship to the present. Okay? Of course, the present is always changing, and so what is present becomes past, and what is future becomes present, and so on. Okay.